Hello, I'm MZ Toon, the worst rapper in the world. Tonight we have a flat earth debate. And my opponent today is Rad Vlad. How are you, Rad Vlad?
All is well.
All right. Excellent. It's a little dark, and so I think the camera didn't quite pick up that you were shadow boxing. So maybe do like a slow shadow box. Yeah.
I don't shadow box slow. My hands are very fast.
I don't know if that was a shadow boxing or a little seizure.
No, it was shadow boxing. Don't start with me already. You already gave the first. Want to put the light on it? Yeah. Let me see. Hey, Michael, say something.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. All right.
So, all right, I reduced. Yeah, give it a refresh. What I did is I reduced the resolution, but of course YouTube started it at high resolution and had to drop it to 720. I would say it's probably because everybody's watching stuff on the internet tonight. So it could be.
Are you voting for Hulk? Are you voting for Hulk Hogan or Andre the Giant?
I voted for Pedro. Because if you vote for Pedro, all your wildest dreams will come true.
Yeah, that was a good campaign slogan. I like that one.
Yep. So, all right, how are we looking here? People are talking. They can. Seems that they can pick us up now. So, okay. Well, what do you got? You want to tell us what you got here for evidence? You were talking about flight paths.
Yeah, I've got something pretty cool. As you say his name, Alisim.
Alyssum.
Anyway, yeah, him. He got me thinking about that, but it's something that I had thought about before as well, and then it appears that it was debunked. And then it wasn't, and then it was. And what it is flights in the southern hemisphere. So, and I have a globe here. I don't know if it's going to show up.
Yeah, see it.
So Alyssa brought up a certain flight. Let's just go one at a time. From Perth in Australia to Santiago, Chile, right? There's a the other way.
Yep.
Let's go from there's Johannesburg. There's gonna be Santiago, right? So if there's a direct flight from Perth, Australia to Santiago, Chile, that's looking bad for the flat Earth, right?
That would be a very strange route to go Perth to Santiago because Perth's on the wrong side of Australia.
Okay, what's on this side?
Sydney.
Okay, so from Sydney, Elysium said Perth to Santiago. I might have said Perth to
he might have said
Perth
to Johannesburg.
Okay. That one is there. Okay, so I researched that one as well. And what might be fun to do, because nobody's going to believe me. Okay, well, I'll go this route. So there's supposedly a flight that goes from Sydney to Chile, Santiago, Chile.
QF-27.
And a flight that goes from Sydney to Johannesburg.
Sydney to Johannesburg?
Or was it Perth to Johannesburg?
There's a Perth. I think there's a Perth to... Yeah, that's SA-281 is Perth to Johannesburg.
Okay. So that would be looking pretty bad for the flat Earth, right?
Yeah.
And so with this one, this is Sydney on this side, correct?
Yep.
Sydney to Chile, to Santiago, Chile. It's not looking good for flat Earth. Okay.
Well, this might be quick.
It looks good for the.
This might be quick.
But that would look great for. Yeah. But it would look great for the globe, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, well, I got bad news for you guys. Those flights don't exist.
Really? So all the thousands of people that have been taking them for decades don't exist?
All the flights work on a flat Earth map. They go from here
No.
all the way up.
You just said those flights don't exist.
No.
So
they don't exist direct.
QF-27 is a direct flight, nonstop, from Sydney to Santiago.
Okay, are you saying it flies? Are you saying it flies across the ocean from here to here?
Yes.
No, wrong. No such flight.
Ooh. You're chopping out there a little.
No such flight.
Yeah, it's called
No such flight.
QF-27.
Okay, my friend. Today I called a travel agency, and I wanted to get on your show right now. If your phone works, my phone. It takes like 2 or 3 minutes. I called a travel agency, cheap. I asked them for a direct flight from any of those 3 flights. They don't exist. You gotta, all those flights, gotta go work here.
No, maybe
they don't exist.
Maybe you're unaware, but there is a worldwide pandemic happening right now, and lots of flights don't happen right now. So you can't look at your ability or not to book a flight in the next week or 2 or month or whatever to determine whether or not that flight has happened in the past thousands of times. It has happened.
You can fly one, so the coronavirus doesn't mind if you fly, doesn't want you to fly the other route.
I don't get to decide for the airlines whether or not they think that some particular route is economically feasible or not.
Well, we pulled that one out of the hat, MC Tune, but I wasn't expecting you to go that route. But
what route?
Flight. Well, to say that flight doesn't exist because of COVID-19.
Yeah. So let me just give you a little overview. There is a Sydney to Johannesburg that does exist. That's QF-63 and 64.
Call Cheapo Airs right now and try to book.
Okay, and then hold on. Johannesburg to Sao Paulo, SA-222 and 223 is the return. You got Sydney to Santiago, that's QF-27 and 28. We have Auckland to Santiago, that's LA-800 and LA-801. You've got Perth to Johannesburg, that's SA-280, SA-281. And you've got Auckland to Buenos Aires, and that's ANZ-30 and ANZ-31. These are flights that have happened in the past, and you may or may not be able to get them in the next week or the next month or whatever, but they do happen. They have been happening still, even during this pandemic, but much less regularly.
Well, why can the plane go one way or another way?
I'm sorry, you cut out again.
Why could the flight go one route and not the other?
They go both directions when they fly. So like QF-27 and 28 go both directions when they go.
Well, I wish there wasn't a pandemic right now.
Me too.
Then you couldn't use that excuse.
I think everybody's pretty much wishing for that. The thing is, you can look up historic flights. They've been happening for decades.
They say so, but I don't believe what you're saying about I can't book a flight because of COVID-19.
Have you not sense. Tried to fly lately?
I could get a flight
since March.
Get a flight
since March. There's way less flights that have been happening. Way less.
I can get a flight from Sydney to Santiago, Chile, but they go through LA or.
That's not a flight.
Only.
That's not a flight. That's different flights. That's connecting flights. Often
that's
different,
the only one.
Different airlines. Yeah, of course.
Call Cheapo Air and see if you can.
It's not a question of whether or not I can book. I already told you, because of the pandemic, we may or may not be able to book them. So the ability to book them in the next week or months doesn't tell us anything. They have happened in the past.
Nope. So all the flights that prove flat Earth that would prove the globe are not happening now because of the pandemic.
I don't know which ones are or are not currently happening, but I know they've happened in the past. People have flown them. In
No,
fact, if you know
who
who
flown it? Who flown it?
Greater Sapien, do you know who he is?
I've seen him.
Yeah, he flew. He flew one of those. I think he went. He might have done Perth to Johannesburg, or and I'm sure people in the chat will remind me, or he might have done QF 27 and 28.
That guy, I don't trust that guy. I don't believe him.
Oh, so no. All right, I'll just take.
I don't believe him.
Got it. So how about you disprove it by whenever this thing is done, right? Then go down there.
That guy is very biased, and he's got his agenda, and
Yeah.
he's not trustworthy.
The cool thing is he brought a handheld GPS unit.
He's dishonest. You a Christian?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Me too.
Yeah.
I don't think, but Greater Sapien, he doesn't believe in God.
So he believes in seeking out truth, doesn't he?
How can you believe in truth if you don't believe in God?
So here's the deal. Those flights exist. They happened, and they will happen again in the future. They have happened since March. Right?
Have you taken those flights?
No.
How do you know they exist?
Is that your standard of evidence, that I must do everything, and you will only bring evidence for things that you have definitely done yourself? I just want to be clear. Is that your standard of evidence?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Oh, no. I need you to be consistent. I don't want you to cherry pick when you want to be picking something that you must do yourself, and other times picking it. You can look at somebody else's information. So which is it going to be today?
Well, if it's like something like scuba diving, I've seen video of it that looks real and authentic. I believe, even though I've never done it, I believe it's possible to do that. When I look at footage of the Apollo mission on the moon, that does not look natural and authentic. It doesn't look like it's filmed by a person in a real environment, behaving like you would if you were on the moon. It's like roll camera action cut, and then just like this. It's not.
Are you
it doesn't look authentic.
a film forensics expert?
I do deal with visual arts, so I know.
Is that a yes or no? Are you a film forensics expert?
I have an eye.
Okay, so I'll take that as a no. Okay, so I will just hand wave dismiss. I will hand wave dismiss your claims, since you're not a film forensics expert.
The moon landing video looks real to you? Looks authentic to you?
In fact, I met Charlie Duke a couple weeks ago. Man number 10 to walk on the moon.
You met him?
I got where'd I put it? I have the autographed photograph. I put it away somewhere. He autographed a picture for me. I had lunch with him on Sunday, and then I saw him on Monday night. So several of us sat around and we listened to him talk about just his experiences. It's pretty cool. How
do you get to meet these high level guys, man? You might be a mason or something.
The guy, I've never done brickwork, but I have done tucked pointing when I was working on a house that a friend and I bought and turned in college. And I suck at tucked pointing, but
how are you meeting astronauts? So how are you meeting astronauts, man?
A friend of mine.
That's pretty high level.
A friend of mine. Well, he came to speak somewhere, and a friend of mine was the guy that was organizing his schedule. In fact, his daughter was basically their chauffeur, and I know his daughter pretty well as him. Both of them I know. So I've known him for 10 years probably. But it just happened, and I sent him an email. I sent him a text, actually. I'm like, hey, do you think I could meet him? I asked if I could get like an hour to interview him, and he's like, they're pretty busy, but you can come to lunch. So I had lunch, and I do have his email address, and I think that he might, I'm going to send him an email eventually here. And
but what was your point about meeting him?
Anyway, I met him. So I don't know. I met him. He went to the moon. He walked on the moon. So, I mean, I guess you can just say he's a liar.
People can tell tall tales.
Yeah, you know what he's done for the last 35 years of his life?
What?
He's gone around speaking all around the world. In fact, Eileen Dover, who's she's not in the chat right now. I don't see.
Is that a real name?
No, it's not. But
okay.
But she has. But her brother is Flip. No, that's her son, and Ben is her brother. But Eileen met him in Australia. So anyway, he has spent the last 35 years of his life going to churches and speaking at churches as an evangelist for 35 years. That's what he does. So you're going to call him a liar. Just go ahead. Just say Charlie Duke. Charlie Duke, do you think Charlie Duke is a liar, Rad Vlad?
If he said he went to the moon, he's lying.
Okay, so there you go.
Lying about it.
Excellent. See, you've got... No. Yeah. So do you have any actual evidence for flat Earth?
Well, let's go back to the flights, southern hemisphere. That's kind of where my mind is at right now. Let me ask you this: are you like percentage, like chances, like the chances you flip heads or tails is 50-50, but if you flip heads twice in 2 flips, what are the chances of that? It's like 1 in 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So, are you good at that type of math?
Statistics?
Yeah, statistics. Yeah.
I can do okay on statistics.
Okay.
Let me just point you out right here.
Okay.
Calculus, engineering math, right there.
Right. Okay, so I'm talking to the right guy. Yeah. Okay. So I'm like, what are the chances that all the flights that you need to prove globe Earth are canceled because of COVID? Now there was 4. I called everyone that Elysium brought up. I called on Cheapo Air, and each time the lady or the gentleman I spoke to said, "There's no such flight. They all go through, like they go up and then down, but on the flat Earth, that up is a nice straight line, so it stops, like it goes from."
So did you check all? Did you check all 12 flights?
Well, I checked 4. I didn't know there. He didn't.
And you just called it. You just called it travel agent. You didn't call Qantas Airlines. Why didn't you just call Qantas to see if they had the QF-27 going?
You want to call right now?
We can go for it. We can go right on their website right now.
Yeah, but call a person. I want a person. The person has to tell you, like, yeah, you can book that flight.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll go on their website and you.
No, it might appear on the website. No, MC2. I'm not gonna let you get away with that. I'm not gonna let you get away with that one. It might show on the website, but when you call the agent to book that flight, they'll tell you, no, I can't do it. There's no flight. There's no direct flight right now. Or not right now. So you're kind of influencing me. She didn't say right now. She said there's no direct flight. And the guy said that as well.
A travel agent.
Oh, Cheapo Air.
Yeah, people that don't specialize in that flight, that don't know or not, they just search it. So cool. So do you have any actual evidence, or is this all you got?
Well, Tim, but why are you chickening out on that one? That'd be fun to do right now. Why are you chickening out on me?
I said go ahead, call him. Call Qantas.
Your phone might be better. Your sound is better than mine. Call him on speakerphone and ask him about any of those flights. Let's see what happens. You might be right. I might be right. I don't know.
All right. Do we have anybody in Australia that can help find Qantas's phone number?
Well, ask Google.
I am. But I get American-centric results. That's the problem. And what time is it right now in Kangaroo Land? That'll be, are they open? Time and date. Let's see. Glober Mom, you're correct. It's 1:24 p.m. There we go. It's a fine time to call.
It'll be somebody in India. Think so?
I don't know how Qantas handles their
It'll be
stuff.
somebody in the Philippines or in India, and they work 24/7 shifts. It's the same as cheapo air.
How's your Tagalog? Customer service plan. Does anybody can somebody help find Qantas smartphone app? Qantas.
Let me try. I'm gonna ask my Google. My Google works like a magic.
It works like magic.
It's amazing. Okay, It took down. It's amazing. Okay, What should I ask for? Qantas
Airlines
bookings. Qantas Airlines booking. Okay, flight. I'll try on my end. Qantas Airlines flight.
Oh, we've got 131313 is the number. Is that that's a weird, what the heck? That's a strange number. All right.
Can you
via the internet, please contact
Okay, I have a number, MC.
4500.
You ready? You ready for the number?
Sure.
Okay, 1-800.
That's not an Australian number.
But you're not gonna call them. It's gonna be. This is a world flat organization. I mean, you know.
I'm gonna call
It's
there.
like
All right,
global.
hold on a second. I got a whole bunch of. I got two numbers here.
MC2, it's a global network.
Yeah,
You're not
I-
gonna be people
I
in
have-
Australia answering
I have
the phones.
Skype.
I mean, people,
I can call the actual Australian phone number. So, all right, we've got
All right.
131313, and then Hugh surname says 296913399.
that's a funky sounding number, man.
That might be. Yep, that sounds wrong. All right, I'll try. All right, so here's the problem. You won't hear me talk because
Why?
Because I don't have the audio piped in at this moment.
Want me to do it?
No, hold on. We'll see if they
I have
answer.
speakerphone. I have speakerphone. We could both talk.
With what?
I have speakerphone. We could both with the person.
All right.
If yours doesn't work, I got to hear you talking. I don't trust you because you'll just come back and say, "Yeah, the flight it connects." I have to hear for myself, dude. I can't trust
let's
you
see.
to tell me the truth.
It doesn't like that number. Oh, there it is. Okay. Ooh, it's calling.
I don't hear nothing.
If it connects, I'll do the audio.
Qantas. For your travel arrangements, including classic flight rewards or upgrades, press 1. For frequent flyer program, Qantas Club, Qantas Premier or Qantas Cash, press 2. For today's flight arrival and departure status, press 3. To hear these options again, press 0.
Oh my goodness, they're not giving me an option to talk.
You have not selected an option. For your travel arrangements, including classic flight rewards or upgrades, press 1. For frequent flyer program, Qantas Club, Qantas Premier or Qantas Cash, press 2. For today's flight arrival and departure status, press 3. To hear these options again, press 0.
All right, it is not.
You have not selected an option. For your travel arrangements, including classic flight rewards, please enter your Qantas frequent flyer membership number, followed by the hash key.
All right.
If you don't have a membership number, press only the hash key.
If you're calling about your refund, please be aware due to high volumes,
Okay,
refunds are currently taking over 12 weeks
I
to
called you-
process. Refunds are generally processed to the original
I'm
form
in
of
their voice
payment,
jail right now.
and you will receive an email to confirm that your refund has been processed. Please only contact us for refunds that have not been processed according to the time frame. If your original booking was made via a travel agency and you're
Very
seeking a
complicated
refund,
here.
please contact the travel agency directly as we're unable to assist with these inquiries.
Why are you opposed to cheapo air? They have got
For international
all the
travel,
flights,
including domestic connections,
globally,
press
worldwide.
1. For domestic travel, press 2. Conversations may be recorded for quality, security, and training. By making either a special assistance or meal request during this conversation, you'll be giving us consent to fulfill this request. We recognize this information may be sensitive to our passengers. Use and share this information, please visit our privacy policy at www.qantas.com/privacy. Let the consultant know if you prefer not to have your call recorded. Thanks for calling.
Can you hear now?
All of our consultants are helping other callers.
Yes.
Rather than wait on hold, we can call you back when you reach the front of the queue between 45 minutes and 59 minutes from now. You won't lose your place if you choose our callback service. For an automated callback, press 1 now. To hear more options, press 2. We didn't catch that. Please try again. For an automated callback,
I'm not calling them because they can't answer
to hear more
Qantas's
options, press 2.
detailed information.
We didn't catch that. Please try again. For an automated callback, press 1 now. To hear more options, press 2. For more details on our callback service, please press 1. To stay on hold, press 3. Please stay on the line for our next available consultant. Our current wait time is between 45 minutes and 59 minutes from now.
Wow, 49 to 50
At the
minutes.
end of your call, you will be offered a short survey to tell us about your experience.
You want to wait? All right, I will...
Please wait, and your call will be answered by the first consultant.
They might call back, they might not.
All right, let me see. People, do you hear the music in the background?
1-800-227.
So, all right, we'll see what they say. Do you all hear me fine? So I switched all the audio. I know it'll be out of sync now. Nope, wait, yes, okay, people do. I have it real low, so don't want to have it too loud.
Thank you for calling.
So, okay, here's why, Vlad. Here's why. Because Cheapo Air doesn't know whether or not any particular flight at Qantas exists or not. Because all they know is the booking for the next couple days or weeks or months or whatever. So,
Oh, Cheapo Air, Cheapo, hi, are you Qantas?
Consolidated team for Qantas. How can I help?
Okay, I want to ask if my friend can hear you because I want to try to book a flight.
I can hear.
Do you hear that? Okay, I would like to know the route for a flight. I'd like to take from Sydney, Australia to Santiago, Chile. Could you tell me? I'd like to leave.
anytime in the next 6 months. I'm not hearing you if you're talking.
And will it be a one-way or a round trip?
One way.
Okay. How many passengers are traveling?
Just me.
Okay. 1 minute. Let me give availability.
All right.
And will it be economy or business?
Either one is fine.
At the end of your call, you will be offered a short survey to tell us about your experience.
Allow me 1 quick minute, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so it will be a flight marketed by Qantas, operated by United. The flight will go from Sydney to San Francisco to Houston, and Houston to Dubai.
Ask for direct. So
Okay, but that's
say you went
yeah,
QF27.
Can I have the QF27 flight instead? I want to go direct. I don't want to. I would prefer not to go to San Francisco and Houston. Can you give me a direct flight?
Flight number 27.
What was it again, Tune?
27. Yep. QF 27.
Yeah, 27.
Let me see if that flight is operating.
Okay.
So for the whole month of November, that flight is not operating. Let me just check. 1 minute. Anyone non-stop, right?
Yes.
One minute, okay?
Okay.
No, sir, there is no non-stop flight for the whole month of November.
Okay. How about for in June? Can you check June of 2021?
In June, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, June the flights are operating. Yes.
Okay. Well, can I buy the ticket now, or do I have to wait till June?
You can buy the ticket right now, but you'll have to pay for it right now. You can go ahead and get in front will be a non-stop flight, leaving at 12:30, catching at 11.
Okay. How come? But I wanted to go November. Why is there no flights all of November?
So for November, the non-stop flights are not operating
You know why?
due to the pandemic. The
Okay.
non-stop flight is stopped.
Okay. Okay. All right. So when? But what if there's still a pandemic in June?
So still the flight will operate at that time because there will be no border restrictions at that time.
How do you know?
How do you know? Nobody knows it.
Yeah, but he's saying it's not working because of the pandemic. It'll be
The
working
flight-
in June.
The flight exists.
We don't know that. You can't go right now. In June, I might get another story.
Oh,
June.
yeah. All right.
No?
Hey, pull out your credit card, pay,
Okay.
and then we'll check again in June. Make sure you
No,
get other
thanks.
flights down to Sydney.
Okay. Hey. Well, thank you, sir. I'll check back in June because I believe there will still be a pandemic in June.
Have
Yeah.
a great day.
Okay. Bye bye. Well, I mean, look, that's kind of a stalemate right there, dude. You know.
So here's what I have right here on the screen.
Uh-huh.
I can share it to you. It has happened, and let's see.
I don't. A screen can say a flight went to the
There you go.
MC Tune.
So there it is. So that was the last time it went was in late March. That Qantas canceled all international flights. So there you go. So how about this? This is a pretty bad time to use airline flights as anything, right?
Well, why? It's not a bad time to go all the way up to San Francisco and Houston and back down. Why is it? How come I can go all the way up there
Because
and back down,
Qantas,
but I can't go direct?
Because Qantas isn't flying international flights, and Qantas is the only airline that is allowed to do that particular flight. Because
okay.
of there's I forget the name of the rules. There's rules between airlines that you only certain airlines can do certain things out of somebody else's main hub.
Well, that's a trip. Oh, okay. So that's why you like Qantas. I didn't know that. They claim to be one of the only guys who can give you a direct flight from Sydney to Santiago.
They are absolutely the only airline that is allowed to do that by rule amongst the airlines. That's not weird at all. If you knew anything about international flight, you would not find that weird at all. You would say, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. Everybody that does know things about international flights are like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. But you don't know anything about international flights, so you're confused.
Well, why is that not weird? That only one that sounds shady to me. And I want to know, is that flight at night? I bet it's at nighttime. Like, know, how long does that flight take?
It's 14 hours. Now, there are videos of people. There are videos of people that have done it. I mean, you can look them up online. People have seen the particular. They look out the window and they've seen the ice flow as they go through.
Ice flow.
So, yeah,
they're going over the North Pole. They're going over the North Pole.
No, it's out the wrong window for the North Pole. In fact,
I don't know. It's not looking good for you guys, man.
If it were here's the deal: if it were a direct flight on flat Earth, what would be the route? It would go over Mexico. It would go over California. Right. It would go near the North Pole, not too close. And it would be more than twice as long, farther than any airplane can fly.
No, but that's the beauty of it. It stops in LA, so they land. It's not longer than any plane can fly.
No, there is a nonstop flight that happens, and people have flown it, and there is video of people flying it. So all you have is nuh-uh, right? So why do people? No.
Hold on, slow down there. First of all, we heard there's no flight right now. Second of all, he said in June, but because there's no flight now, supposedly because of the pandemic. But in June there will be flights. I said, well, what, still a pandemic? And then he said, well, it won't matter then. What?
Have you never flown? Vlad, have you never flown? Is this like airplane stuff brand new to you?
Well, why do you say that?
Well, because if a flight gets canceled, they'll refund you or they'll give you a different flight to get you to the same place. There's all sorts of things that the airlines will do, as you know, because they care about customer service to try to get things, the problem solved.
All right, MC Toon. What we'll do if you're willing, we can call back in June and try to book that flight again.
Yeah, after maybe we'll wait till after the all the bans are done. Who knows if it'll be June or the election is here tonight. Maybe it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. I think if people have enough tab, it could be done.
But so far, that's a point for flat Earth. There's no flight.
That's actually a direct flight. That's 0 is what it is. So. Do you have?
No, there's no flight. There's no flight for you guys. There's only a flat Earth flight. There's only a flat Earth flight. Nothing for you guys.
In fact,
that's one flat. Huh?
Well, I'll show you again.
There's a promise. He told you a promise, like maybe in June.
There you go. That's a nice. This flight happened.
Dude, that's a nice picture. I'm not on a plane.
Yeah. So that flight did happen.
That's a nice picture.
Yeah. So that's a point for me. Now I can pull up the other 11
That's not a
flights.
Flight, Toon. That's not a flight. That's a picture.
Yeah, that's the details from a flight. So, and you can confirm that elsewhere.
Picture.
So just saying doesn't make it stop being the case. So now here's the deal. Since the flights are going nowhere, do you have any actual evidence, like measurements of the shape of the Earth? Because the Earth is a physical thing, you can measure its shape. Do you have any measurements?
Well, you guys are a little bit ahead of us on that.
Actually, you're ahead of us because only 2,500 years ago did people start understanding that the Earth is spherical. The prior multiple thousands of years, people thought the Earth was flat. So you are way, 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 way ahead of us. You should have everything ready to go.
No, we're like, the laity, the common folk are, not that advanced. There's kind of, I was like on a caveman level.
No kidding. No kidding. That is a great description of the state of flat earthers.
But you guys accept as what's given to you by the system. You guys.
No, I don't.
Model.
No. I don't need to go to the system to measure the shape of the Earth. I've done it myself.
I certainly
have done it myself. in
How'd you measure?
three times. Three times first on the December solstice, and then I wanted to do it on the March equinox, but it was cloudy, and then on the June solstice, and then once again on the September equinox, I measured the angle to the sun at local solar noon. Right? Now, I did not do that alone. There were multiple people that did it all around the globe. Right now here's what I can do. I can show you a little bit here. I have a little bit of numbers here that I did. Right. So what I have at the bottom here, you can see. I'm hoping it gets a little focus here. It's not going to get focused because I turned off the autofocus. But right here, this is the flat Earth. Right. The whole thing is the flat Earth right here. And what's in the middle of the flat Earth?
Well, they say the North Pole.
North Pole, right there, North Pole. Okay, now I'm in Minneapolis. That's 45 degrees north. So that's right here, 45 degrees north. Here's the equator, and then 45 degrees south, and then whatever is on the other side, right down there. And so the disk of flat Earth goes this way, right? You're looking at it sideways. North Pole. Here's me, 45 degrees north. On the September equinox, I measured the angle to the sun at local solar noon. When the sun was at its highest, it was 45 degrees above true level. Right here. Okay? So that angle, we know. So since we know that angle, I have a bigger one here. Right here. That angle is 45 degrees. So strangely, it matches my latitude. Not strangely. It totally makes sense. So there it is, 45 degrees. Okay. Now, how far am I from the equator?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
How did they initially determine the length of a nautical mile?
Oh, no.
You don't know?
No.
All right. A nautical mile.
Not a sailor.
You don't need to be a sailor to know how long a nautical mile is. Okay, then how about this one? How did they initially determine the length of the meter?
I don't know.
You don't know?
That's a good question. No. How did they?
Well, the first way to do it was they said, let's have the distance from the North Pole to the equator be 10,000 kilometers. And then use that to determine the length of a meter and have that be the case. So from the North Pole to the equator is 5,000. Sorry. No, it's 10,000. It's 10,000. 10,000 kilometers. All the way from the pole to the pole is 20,000. All the way around the circumference of the Earth is 20,000. Now, this was before they were able to do finer precision measurements to get the oblateness of the Earth. But we'll just go with that because it's a fantastic number for our uses. So there it is. This distance from where I am, let me get it down here, from where I am at 45 degrees north to 0 degrees, that's 5,000 kilometers. Okay? And that's the definition of the meter, is a portion of that. Now, they also did the same with the nautical mile. They said between each degree of latitude is 60 nautical miles. Now, if you've ever looked at the Gleason map, you'll see it says that right on the Gleason map. So flat earthers agree with that without any problem. That makes it, let me see here.
Your picture there, Toon, that land's looking awful flat to me, man, from you to the equator.
Yeah, we're testing the flat Earth hypothesis.
Oh no, but the one
do you not know how to? Have you never tested a hypothesis before?
Oh, okay. So you were going to prove wrong the flat Earth.
I'm going to test the hypothesis of flat Earth is what we're doing here.
Didn't you say you got a 45 from?
So I measured the angle to the sun as 45 degrees. I am at 45 degrees north. So I know the distance from where I am to the equator, right? And it is 5,000 kilometers, or 2,700 nautical miles, 3,107 miles. I'm going to stick with kilometers. The numbers are easy. It's 5,000, right? So I can put that on this sheet here, 5,000 kilometers. Okay, now, what's the highest level of schooling that you completed?
High school.
Okay,
But
so you went through.
I also went to art school, but
Okay,
I didn't
so you completed.
I didn't really nerd. I didn't nerd out that much.
Did you complete 8th grade?
Yeah.
Okay, so since you completed 8th grade, you went through how to solve a triangle, right? So this is a right triangle. This is 90 degrees. This is 5,000. What's this one right here?
I had a lot of girls calling me on the phone. I wasn't really paying attention that much to math and triangles. I mean, there was different triangles.
So
they were paying attention to me.
Yeah, that's an excuse from what, 45 years ago, right? But right now you are claiming the Earth is flat, so you could do a little bit of work, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now the people
I'm telling
in
you,
the chat.
man, I was getting a lot of phone calls from the girls back then.
I don't care for excuses.
You're
trying to stand up and declare that all the scientists in the world are dumb and you're smarter than them.
I didn't have time for those kind of triangles.
For your excuses.
Hey,
don't care.
I didn't have Tune.
So here's the deal.
I didn't have time. I didn't have time for those kind of triangles.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. Okay. This is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. This length here is the same as this length here.
Yeah.
Making this one 5,000 kilometers. I'll write it down here. So what I did is I measured if the Earth is flat from my location in Minneapolis, that this sun is 5,000 kilometers high. Does that sound right?
If the Earth is flat, the sun, according to this math, would be 5,000 kilometers high?
Yes.
According to this math? Okay.
According to the measurement I made, if the Earth is flat, because on the day of the equinox, the sun is over the equator, right? You agree with that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not an argument from any flat earther I've ever heard. So there you go. The sun is 5,000 miles high. If the Earth is flat, as observed from Minneapolis, on the equinox, the sun is 5,000 miles high.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. All right, I'm following you.
Okay, so that is only 8th grade math. So, I mean, it's not complicated.
I might be on 7th grade level. Yeah,
I believe
don't claim to be.
I believe you. So now here's the deal. We'll go back to the bigger map here, right? So here we are. Now that's middle of the day. Now 12 hours later, the sun is as far as away as it will ever be on that day, right? It's on the opposite side of the flat Earth, above the equator, as far away as it will be all day, right?
Well, okay. Hold on, dude. I'll listen to you, but I'll let you know. I'll have you know I don't agree with the flat Earth model we've been given 100%. Especially when it comes to the way the sun supposedly circles above the Earth. I don't agree with that part of the model.
So, well then what's the correct way? I'll use your correct way. I'll get a new piece of paper out so I can write down.
You'd have to sleep. Well, you could tell me what you're saying there, but
no, I don't want to waste time and do the math for the model that you think is wrong. So I got a new piece of paper. So what is where does the flat Earth sun go over the flat Earth?
Well, it goes around you.
Me?
Yeah.
Wow. Me? Why me? Why not somebody else?
Because you're the center. You are the center.
I'm not the center.
You are.
I'm the physical center of the universe.
Yes.
Are you trying to butter me up? Because it's not going to work.
But of course, though, in my world, so am I. I'm the center.
Oh,
The sun goes around
you're,
me.
You're a narcissist.
But the sun, but also you. You're real.
No surprise there.
Yeah. It's a deep one, Tune. But let me tell you.
Here's the deal. Are you suggesting that there's like special rules for the sun that don't apply, that nobody else has ever seen before about how things work that are physical objects?
Yes. It might not be a physical object.
Oh, how? What's your evidence that it is not a physical object?
Well, I haven't handled it, but I'll tell you this. You can look at it this way. Here's a way to look at it. I can't prove it one way or the other, and I don't think anyone can really. But this way.
People can.
That it's solid. No one can prove to me the sun is a physical,
absolutely.
solid.
That. Oh, easy.
Okay, tell me that later, but I'll tell you how you can begin to understand my understanding of this. You look at a rainbow.
Hold it. Is it based on evidence or is it just a bunch of
no?
It is. You're pulling out and it's covered in brown stuff.
No, someone could put it in a nice package with the right words for you. But I'll try to explain it to you in my layman's terms best I can. Okay, if you look at a rainbow, Tune, you see a perfect arc.
You see a what?
You see like an arc. Look at a rainbow. You see a perfect arc, correct? Right? You know what I mean? You do.
Okay.
You do.
Good.
But if I'm 5 miles down the road and I look at that same rainbow, do I see it in an angle? Or am I also seeing a perfect arc?
Continue.
So that's what I'm saying. There's objects and there's things that we see.
Can you bounce radar off of a rainbow?
Well, I don't think so. Can they bounce it off the sun?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because they did it.
Huh?
Because they did it.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll tell you, the sun. It's not exactly like a rainbow. There's something to it. It gives off. They're two different things. Obviously, the way that it moves. Just going back to our original point. I just want to use the rainbow as an illustration. It's something you can see. It's not tangible. The sun may be more tangible than the different levels of how subtle a body is. It can be dense, it can be semi-subtle, it can be completely intangible yet visible. Rainbow, you can see it, you can't see from inside. So the way the sun moves, I don't believe it circles horizontally above a flat plane of the earth. I believe
Me neither.
No, it because the way that it sets and rises, it circles vertically around the earth above. Probably.
I think you're just making crap up here.
No, I'm not. It's more like
the
earth. The earth is. There's some things about it that are not. It's not like a physical object you can pick up. It's intangible, and partly simulation that you experience as an observer. That appears to you a certain way, and it will appear to someone else on that plane from another point of view. It'll correlate with what you're seeing, but from their own point of view.
Sounds to me like what you did is you have started with the conclusion that the Earth is flat, and then are just hand waving away everything that doesn't match and inventing stuff to explain in a really vague and sloppy way what you want to be true. Well,
the ground is flat. They proved that with shooting those lasers. When you look at that Gila Convex Earth video, a lot of people laugh at them. That was a great video. I don't know why you're laughing.
They proved it with lasers. They proved it with lasers.
Have you seen that video? The guys from Brazil, the scientists from Brazil, put out a video a year or so ago.
The
Have you seen
ones
that?
the ones
On
where the
Man's Earth.
alien with the ones where the alien Belu told them to do it?
I don't forget that part.
Oh, no. I'm not going to forget that part. That's the best part. Belu, the alien, talking to them from inside of a bush was super fantastic. I loved it.
Look.
So here's what you've done. You've run away from the sun thing and you're trying to change the topic. Let's come back around to the sun and wrap it up before we move on to Belu, okay?
Okay.
So you have gone with the special pleading approach to the sun, even though people have bounced radar off the sun. Right? In 1960, V.R. Eshelman did it. Published it in February 5, 1960.
Tune, when can you and me bounce some little radar off the sun? I want you. When you and me do it, I'll look at it.
Oh no.
This guy, I don't know this guy. This is one that you and me need to do.
We've already established that you will allow evidence that wasn't just you doing it. You've already established.
Not in this case.
I'm sorry. All cases or no cases. We're going to be consistent. You're not going to bring up anything that you didn't do if you're not going to allow this.
No, if a guy is telling me he's
Got it?
bound, hold on.
No. Nothing that you didn't personally do is allowed. Or we can look at stuff from other people. One or the other. Which is it?
Dude, if a guy is telling me and he bounced radar off the sun, I just have to buy that?
Yeah, which is it? Is it you must personally do it or not? Which is it?
Well, let me hear what he said. What does he say about it?
No, which is it? You must personally do it or it doesn't count, or we can allow third-party evidence. Which is it?
In this case, Tune, I'd have to.
No cases. Every case. Because it's all or nothing. You're not going to just hand wave stuff that you don't like because it's a third party and pick things that you do like, even though it is a third party. It's one or the other, or you're just being dishonest, and that makes you a liar. So which is it going to be, Vlad? Are you going to allow third party evidence or not?
Tune, in a case like this, I have to look at it. I can't just. I mean, do you believe in Bigfoot?
No. Nobody claims that Bigfoot is real.
What do you mean? There's videotape of him.
Yeah,
there's video evidence.
Yeah, but go back to special pleading here. Are you going to allow third-party evidence or not?
I already told you. In this case, I'd have to look at that gadget. I'd have to understand how it works, and I'd have to review the data after I understand how it works myself. I can't just do.
Then when it contradicts your pre-selected conclusion, will you then just still hand wave it away?
Yeah, so according to your standard, I just have to believe everything.
No.
Flat Earth.
That's not how science works. Repeatability is critical, because I don't just have one time that radar was bounced off the sun.
How many times do you have?
I have 2 of them listed here. Here's the cool thing. The amount of time that it took, which is not part of their conclusion, but they noted how long it took in both of these times that they bounced radar off the sun.
What does it say?
They match, and knowing the speed of light, which we know, it matches the distance of 93 million miles, which has been tested in multiple other ways to measure the distance to the sun. All these different ways by different people at different times using different methods all get the same answer. That's repeatability. That's science. You never has a flat earther ever measured the distance to the sun and got the same result consistently, because here's the problem. Right? You don't like this thing because it contradicts your pre-selected conclusion, right? This here at 45 degrees angle on the day of the equinox is a simple measurement. Light and heat comes from the sun. It's a physical object. There's no question about it. Nobody questions this. But because it contradicts your conclusion, you're like, nah. But everybody else at different latitudes gets a different elevation of the sun. That's why no flat earther does this, because everybody gets a different elevation of the sun. It can't be at different elevations at the same time and be something that outputs light and heat. Can't happen. It falsifies the flat earth, and that's why you didn't want to go down this route.
No, it can't. If the path that the sun travels is interior of an arc relative to the person, and it changes heights according to where that person is and according to where the sun is.
It's a physical object. It outputs heat and light. It's not a unless you have evidence that it is a hologram of some sort or that it's acting as a rainbow, right? But it's not acting as a rainbow.
Well, partly
people can measure it. It outputs an enormous amount of heat, a huge amount of heat. There's something going on there.
Not that much heat. I mean,
it's a lot of heat.
Not that hot. It's not that hot. I can feel it warm on my head. It's not like burn.
Oh my gosh. To you, the little tiny bit of you, yeah. But look at how much heat goes over the entire Earth. That's a massive amount of heat.
Yeah. But it's not like killing me. It's not that hot. All right.
You miss completely.
Okay, let me ask you this, dude. Here's a question for you about the sun. Okay. I'm gonna present this to you. If the Earth is that distance away from the sun, it's a very small Earth. It's a very big sun, but it's very far away, and the Earth is slowly turning like a chicken on a rotisserie, and it's been doing so for 4 billion years, and it's going around the sun. Shouldn't by now the temperature of Earth, because of the atmosphere, be uniform? If the sun is really that big and the Earth is so small, and the amount of air is so tiny in relative to the sun, it would why is it cooking you during and cold at night? By now it should all be one temperature. Dude, think about it.
It's because you don't understand weather doesn't.
Oh God, dude, what I'm saying is common sense.
No, what you're saying is you don't understand weather and climatology, which I totally believe. So let's see here.
It's a tiny little speck.
Sorry, you're
for that
cutting.
amount of
You're
distance from the
cutting
sun.
out.
It is a speck. Hey,
Here,
do you understand what I'm saying? No.
Yeah, no, you don't. Nobody does. But let me show you.
Well, you're not that smart. You're not that smart, then. Because what I'm saying is simple.
Really?
I'm saying it's simple.
Can you solve a 45 degree, 5,000 kilometer, 90 degree triangle? Go ahead, and then tell me that I'm not smart. Go ahead.
Oh, dude, I asked you first. I asked you first.
I ast you a while ago. Now have a look at this. This is Geist
Don't
view.
Don't chicken out on me like that.
No,
I asked
look
you
at
first.
Ask you what?
I asked you first, and then you try to sneak away like a chicken and ask me something.
Ask me what? Ask the question again right now.
Okay, so we're looking at the sun here. So put it this way. Okay, so you got the sun here, and then put a speck as far away as the Earth is, and then allow it to turn, one rotation every 24 hours, travels around in 1 year, one full orbit around the sun. Why should there be such a difference between night and day? The air molecules in the atmosphere would be set at one point, at one level, at one temperature. Would be set at one temperature.
It would.
Night and
Okay,
day
well,
would be the same. Is what I'm saying.
Present your calculations
Does that
and
make
evidence
sense?
that it must be the same temperature. Proceed.
Okay, look. Okay, look.
You have the floor.
Okay. Put a radiator in your room or something that generates heat, like a heating device or campfire, whatever you want, and then hold another object at a distance from it so that it's not so far that it doesn't receive any heat radiation, but it's not so close that it's going to burn. Keep it somewhere there in the middle, and then turn it 24 hours, one rotation every 24 hours, and then supposedly this has been happening for 4 billion years. You could do it for one day, or I don't know, 10 minutes. Well, you need more than 10 minutes because 24 hours go around. So they give it 1 week. Okay, 1 week of that. 1 week of that. Turn that marshmallow around on a toothpick, a good distance from a campfire. Will the side facing the sun be that much hotter than the side not facing the fire of the campfire? No, especially, and not even the marshmallows, like a sticky substance. We're talking about the air. If you could create like a bubble of air around that marshmallow, or make it a little rock or a ball of dirt. Okay, the temperature within that bubble of air around that little dirt wad is going to be all one temperature. It won't be like hotter on the side facing the sun, facing the fire, the heat generator, than it would be on the other side. After a while, it would equalize. The whole thing would equalize. Pretty nifty. You got one of those Rubik's cubes.
I'm almost done. Yeah, keep going.
I explained it.
You did. All right. Well, I'll have to set it down now for a second.
I know why what I'm saying is so hard for you to understand.
So let me put it this way.
Rubik's cube. You understand the simple thing I'm saying.
The marshmallow on the stick, the side of the marshmallow closest to the fire will be warmer than the side of the marshmallow away from the fire.
After 1 week, will it be any different?
I mean, you're going to have to. You're going to have to show evidence that everything must be equalized. So go ahead and bring up the climatology and meteorology and weather forecasting and all that to show that it must be the same temperature. Go ahead. Here, I'll make it so that you can share your screen to present that evidence. Hold on a second. All participants. There you go. All right, you can share your screen to bring up that meteorology and evidence.
Well, what do you think would happen?
I think what would happen is that because the Earth has things on it that can move, like air and water, when one side of the Earth that's facing the warm, the thing that sends warmth, when that side is receiving warmth, it will make the things that are able to move, they'll move. And then as it moves out of the way and another part is in the warming area, and that part that used to be in the warming area is now in the cool area, it will radiate off heat and causing things like convection. You know what convection is, even though you didn't finish 7th grade, right? Do you know what convection is?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah. When the heat kind of generates from one to another, kind of travels.
How does it travel?
Like it connects. Like if something's hot and you put a piece of metal on it, the metal gets hot too, and it travels up. You're holding the metal, you burn your finger.
Yeah, that's called conduction. How about convection? What is convection?
Tell me.
All right, so if you're in a room, and on one side of the room you have a heater on the floor, and nowhere else in the room do you have the heater on the floor will warm up the air around the heater. And then that air is less dense. So it will go up. Right now, you've got the air here that has to fill in. It goes in, it's cool, it's on the floor. There, it fills in. And then you've got this thing going, and then I'm trying to do it right across the top of the screen. It goes that way, right? And then that way. And you've got this going around in circles because it convects. It goes right. So when something is warm, like the side facing the sun is warm, you have these big convection things going on. And of course, the parts that are on the edges, the North and South Pole, are cooler because the sun's light is angled, and so you have air moving in these different directions. It's very complicated. It's mixing constantly, but it's never consistent. because things can move. So there you go.
But a lot of movement on what's supposed to be just a little speck
We're not a
relative
little
to
speck. We're relative to the sun. Yes, we're small.
Yeah.
But we're not
Yeah.
small. The Earth's radius is, the circumference is 40,000 kilometers. That's a lot.
but it's not a lot. Sun you believe in.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that convection
matter.
It is not complex. So far, you've not brought any actual evidence. It seems that kind of went over your head, so sorry about that. Let me read a couple things here. Punchy, Punchy, for $2 Canadian dollars, he says, did you get the Saturn V to be like your hero, me? Where'd you go? So you got to go cut a Riley? Yes, Punchy.
I'll be right back. Hey, I'll be right back. My eye's bugging me. I put some drops in there.
All right, say hi to Anthony. So yes, you can see it there a little bit. Maybe I picked it up. So somebody sent me a message, said that these were cheap. They're out of stock, but there was on Amazon a super good price. So I picked it up, even though I'm like, I didn't want to spend the money, but he's like, it won't be this cheap again, maybe ever. So anyway, I got the Saturn V rocket there. You can see right above it, the ISS. You can see here, I've been going a little crazy. This is bags 1 and 2 of the big X-Wing that are complete. So I'm doing this with my daughter, and we were filming it, and then the next morning she's like, Dad, you didn't put that out yet, did you? I don't want you to do it. I don't want to go on camera because I'm shy. I'm like, you're not shy. She's been begging me. She wants to be on YouTube. I'm like, no, you're not going on YouTube. So, and then down there, let's see, where is it? Oh yeah, down there. This is my older son who's got a Star Wars thing there. I don't know what it is. It's a big one. Yes, got some toys. So Tickle Me Beeloo showed up very nice. So, Punchy, you know what? Punchy, speaking of the ISS, the reason why I was being hesitant about you and me doing it at the same time is because my kid's like, I want to do it with you. So we got this one to solve that problem. So yes, Punchy, you and I can do it. So there it is. Then we've got Indie Tiger for $5, says, if you're high enough in the air, a rainbow is a circle. The rainbow is obscured by the curve of the earth at ground level. So I don't know if, Vlad, did you hear that?
Yeah, but I'm saying you never see it from the side. You'll never see a rainbow from the side. That's the thing about it. You don't see it from the side. But
what? What the hell are you talking about?
Exists. You don't understand what I'm saying? Can you see a rainbow from the side? Like, so it looks like a line. you get it a Rubik's Cube, but you don't.
I do. That makes no sense. That's why. A rainbow works because it's reflecting and refracting light inside water droplets in the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a rainbow.
I do get what you're saying,
okay,
but it's ridiculous.
But you're never gonna.
Yeah, you're not, because that's not how the light works. You are seeing light that is both bounced and bent as it goes into water droplets in the air. And because of that, you can never see it from the side like that, because you only see what comes to you.
Right, I agree. So that it's something you.
All that means is you don't understand it well enough. That is not anything for Flat Earth.
Are you reading more of your?
No, I'm caught up on super chats.
Folks chatting. Still on them?
What's that?
Are you still on super chats?
No, I'm done.
Okay, I remember the beautiful flat Earth proof when I was doing my eye drops.
I'll get
it's
my,
a beauty.
I'll get
This one's one of my
pen
favorite.
ready.
This one's one of my favorite. Okay. The shadow of the moon on the Earth during an eclipse is 70 miles wide, and now you're going to give me a lecture and a lesson about umbra and penumbra, and that works in a little cartoon drawing that you could flip to in a book about science. But in the real world, the way light works, the way shadows work, shadow is never smaller than the object casting it. And that umbra within the penumbra is never going to be the size of a little pimple inside of, 100 meter diameter. And now, when I was on Craig's show, we saw a video from a weather balloon of the actual cast from the moon onto the Earth by the sun during an eclipse. Within that perimeter of the shadow, the umbra and the penumbra, and then beyond that shadow, clear, that was clear and sharp, indicates clear, a close, small object, which is the moon. You saw nothing but sunlit Earth all around it. If your moon is 2,000 miles wide, that shadow should have blacked out over the whole United States. But instead, we saw a small shadow. The path of totality was the complete shadow we saw, with umbra and penumbra within the perimeter of that shadow, and nothing but beautiful sunlit Earth all around. And then Pinocchio Craig had to come out there and say, well, no, actually that sunlit Earth is the penumbra. but PhD Tony looked at it, and even it was hard for him, and he was mumbling and stuttering a lot. PhD agreed with me and said, yes, that appears to be sunlit Earth around the shadow. And it was tough for him to say that because he went against his own team. He was I got to give him props because he was honest, so I mean that's a slap at Earth.
Okay, so here's the deal. Vlad, listen up. You have asserted that the shadow of the moon on the Earth must be a certain size. Present your evidence why it must be that size. Go.
Well, in the world we live in, MC Tune, and I know as an artist,
don't just make the same claim again. Present your evidence that it must be that particular size.
Okay, all right.
Proceed. Well, the floor is yours.
Okay, your team, your side makes videos to try to debunk the eclipse shadow of the moon on Earth. What they do is they'll put a quarter next to a wall. Try to get my hand. They put a quarter close to a wall so that you see the shadow of the quarter. And then when they pull back that quarter, the sun is behind. They try to say, you see the umbra got smaller, and it got slightly smaller, but you can't have a shadow without the penumbra. You have umbra and penumbra.
That's what you need to support. Support that claim.
Okay. So now they drew
show
a circle.
Math. Show the math for that then, because that's a mathematical claim.
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Tune.
Should I? I'll get a new piece of paper out. I'll get a new piece of paper out so that when you present your supporting evidence that it's not possible, that I'll write it down. So here we go.
Okay, well, go outside with a quarter and try to make that quarter, the shadow of the quarter, the size of a pebble.
You declared with absolute certainty that the size of the shadow of the moon must be a certain size. Present your case for why that must be.
Because
I'm ready. So far you've just said it must be. You haven't actually supported your claim. So go ahead.
Well, Tim, if you get a quarter and you have the sun behind you and lift it off the paper, that shadow, you can see for yourself, it's never going to be smaller than the size of that quarter.
It's never going to.
No matter how high. No matter how high you go
never going
up.
to be smaller. So give me an example. Show me a video of something very far away where the shadow is not smaller. Go ahead.
Craig's not able to access that video.
Sorry, I'm not
Can you hear
Craig.
me?
You're not Craig. You are making a very distinct claim that a shadow of an object can never be smaller than the object. Go ahead. Support that claim.
It can't be. That's just a fact.
Sorry, you're just declaring it. Declaring it over and over again does not make it a fact.
Well, what is the fact? Do you know the fact? Can it be smaller?
What? You're the one making the claim. I'm just letting you dig.
I don't know what. I mean, I don't know what else you want from me.
I want you to
that's how
support
things
your
work.
claim. You are asserting something as an absolute, no question. This is how it must be. But you can't support it in any way at all. I mean, you're just saying it's true because I say it's true.
No, I'm not.
I'm not buying
you
that. You don't even have any third-party evidence, which you must necessarily reject anyway. But you don't have anything to support that. Strange.
You can, Tune. You can go outside tomorrow and do it yourself, and you can see for yourself. Try to.
No.
The shadow.
You have asserted it. Support your claim. This is new information. It contradicts all of known physics. But go ahead. I'd love to see it. Go ahead.
I don't know what books you've been reading, but it's a fact. You can go outside tomorrow.
Repeatedly asserting that it's a fact does not make it a fact.
What is so you tell me then? What prove? You tell me what I'm.
Sorry.
What I'm not telling
I'm not the one that needs to support your claims. You're the one that needs to support your claims. You claimed that the shadow can never be smaller than the object.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Support your claim. Go.
Okay. Tomorrow, go outside with a quarter. Try to make it smaller than.
No, I'm not going to do it for you. You need to do it. That's your job.
Well, I've done it. I've done it.
Go ahead. Support your claim. So far, this is an unsubstantiated claim. That's what we call it when you just make up some crap that you think has to be the case, and you really, 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 really want it to be the case, but it's not actually the case.
Well, Tim, it's like you're a little newborn baby that's never seen the world before, and you don't know that shadows aren't smaller than the object. You don't know whether or not shadows.
I do know.
You've never.
But you have made.
Around.
I do know the reality of it. You've made this assertion.
You were born yesterday.
I'm waiting for you to support your assertion.
It's like saying, "Is water? Am I going to get wet if I jump in a swimming pool?"
Sorry.
You have to support that assertion. You need to jump in a swimming pool and prove it to you. I can push you in the swimming pool. Let's see if you get wet. I'm telling you, jump.
I want you. Here's the deal. Let me tell it to you. Let me explain it to you, Vlad. Here's why you have dug yourself into a hole, because you have asserted with absolute certainty that an object's shadow can never be smaller than the object.
Right.
But refuse to support your claim. You're just saying, oh, it's true. I don't accept that. Every claim that I've made, I've brought evidence to support it.
Okay.
Even when you just hand wave it away because it's inconvenient for you. Now, you have made this claim and have done nothing to support it. Here's the deal. It's not correct. And that's why I'm pushing you to do it, because I'm really, you're stuck. Because you made that claim, and now you have to back it up, and you know you can't, right? I know you can't, and it's really kind of tough for you. But I can show you a video.
Not really tough at all. You're acting strange, dude. Let me ask you: if you jump in a swimming pool, are you going to get wet?
We're not talking about swimming pools.
No,
We're talking about your
swimming.
positive assertion that a shadow can never be smaller than the object. And you still refuse to support it.
All right. Well, now I'm going to talk about a swimming pool.
So here we go. Glober Mom says, Vlad, you have the burden of proof. Where is your evidence? Just saying something does not make it true or a fact. You are gish galloping. Thank you, Glober Mom. That is well said.
Well, let me ask Glober Mom, if she jumps in a swimming pool, will she get wet, or do I have to prove to her that that's what's going to happen?
All right. That's called deflection.
Weird, man. Which one? No, I want to know. If you jump in a swimming pool, are you going to get wet? Yes or no? Or do I need to prove that to you?
That's deflection.
I need to. What are you talking about? The same thing. I mean, deflect. You're deflecting.
No. You have made the positive claim. I cannot deflect from it because it's your claim, not mine.
Oh, so if you jump in a swimming pool, you think you might not get wet?
We're not talking about a swimming pool. We're talking
Now I am talking about a swimming pool.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: if you jump in a swimming pool,
all right,
or do you have to prove?
Let's not change the topic. Instead, here's what I'll do. I'll play a video.
The other one,
so here's the deal. I can destroy your point. Look right into my eyes. I'm going to destroy your point right now. Got to skip this ad. Jump up here. Do you know Mr. Sensible?
I'm looking in your eyes, Mr. Four Eyes.
Do you know Mr. Sensible? He lives on Drury Lane. He doesn't actually live on Drury Lane. Nobody knows where he lives. It's a secret. He lives in deepest England land. Now here's the deal. Hold on, I gotta say this. I gotta say this.
Brainy Beaver. You sound like Brainy Beaver, and you look like Craig, Flight to Fat Earth.
Oh, thank you.
You look like Craig, and you sound like Brainy Beaver. What kind of clone are you?
Oh, NASA made us 33 years ago. So
amazing.
All right, so here's the deal. Mr. Sensible and I, we are both trying to hit 10,000 subscribers at the same time. And for a while, Mr. Sensible was ahead of me. Lately, I've jumped ahead of him. That's a real problem because I need Mr. Sensible to catch up. So if you've not yet subscribed to Mr. Sensible, everybody in the chat here, I need you to do a favor for me and do it right now because I don't want to get up to 9,999 subscribers and then have to stop waiting for Mr. Sensible to catch up. We're doing it together, people. This is a team effort. So I put his link in the chat. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you a video by Mr. Sensible where he did test that very claim that you made. And I'll pop it up here.
Let's have a look-see.
So
come on, man. Little picture, little cartoon.
This is a diagram explaining how it works and explaining why the penumbra and umbra are different sizes. This isn't the actual experiment.
I see Bugs Bunny.
There is an actual photograph of the sun. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Looks like a physical object there. Try to deny that.
It's in some sort of orb.
There's this. No.
Shadows are the same size as the tree.
They're patient.
Bigger. Go back to those tree shadows.
Be patient.
That's the one.
This is actually the tree. All right. It doesn't work.
That's a good one right there.
The trees don't work well for you either, but that's fine. Let me see here. Where did it go?
That's Mr. Sensible.
There it is. There we go. There it is. Now you can see this is a pretty cool one. You can see up near the tree, the shadow is very crisp, and as you get farther away, it's much more dispersed. That's because the penumbra and umbra are changing in size with increasing distance. So this right here ruins your claim as well. So
that shadow's not.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. This is his actual. This is his actual thing. He has. Oops. Went to a.
That guy needs a toupee.
Dude. I think you might be the one with that need. Anyway, so here is. You can see
like Yul Brynner.
He's got this the disc there, right?
Let me see the top of your head, Toon. Let me see it.
All right. Let me review this. Now I covered this with you earlier.
Wait.
I sent you the debate rules, right? This is a family friendly thing. Keep on topic. Be cordial. If you have no evidence or wish to give up, please signal this by using ad hominem attacks, unsupported claims, yelling, strawman arguments, and similar techniques.
White flag. The white flag.
Absolutely.
I surrender.
So
Surrender.
here is.
Oh, okay, let's see this. Okay.
So
Beautiful.
here it is. He has that disc, and he's drawn a circle around that disc there. See that?
Yeah.
Now we will. Let's see. He has it paused here. Now he's using an uncut. Can you hear me? Now you hear me. Okay. I had something happened here. I think Vlad's connection dropped out. Yeah. So hold on a second. Do you see me too? Yeah. Okay. So what happened is my computer. Oh, there it is. Okay. How do I join my existing meeting where Vlad is waiting for me? I don't know how to do that even. So what happened is I think my computer overheated actually. And so I got a fan on it blowing. And let's see if that... Oop, hold on. Technical problem. This is new. All right. Vlad broke my computer. Yeah. So, all right. How do I don't know how to rejoin an in progress meeting. So, seems to have ended. So, I will let me go back to this pane here. So, yeah, I think my computer overheated and like kind of freaked out. So, I have oh, it is toasty. That's cooling down now because I got a good fan. Yeah, it could be this plug that did it. It's warm in here. I shut all the doors, and it's actually kind of toasty here today. It got up pretty high for a day like today. Gotta send Vlad an email. Get back here, chicken. computer. So there we go. Man, that's weird. That's a weird one. All right, we will get it just a second. Copy invite link, and I only have them on email. I don't have them on instant messenger, so it's a little slower, and he struggles with technology. He had to have his wife help him. So all right, here's a question: Do you hear the fan? There's a fan right behind my computer there, running. So okay. So reload. Yeah, I thought maybe like the power went out or something, because I was vacuuming the other day, and I have an electric heater in the room here, and I should turn it off. And so that plus the vacuum tripped the breaker. So okay, you do hear the fan, but it's not much. So all right, well, that's how it's gonna be for now. And yeah, it's definitely cooling down the. I'll show you what I have. I have these old CPU heat sinks that I have sitting on the computer, because it gets hot when I do streams. So I thought I'll just set them on top, and it's definitely cooled down the computer now with the fan on it. the Lemurian plug must be working. So all right, so I sent Vlad the new link, so he should be coming in soon. Yeah, poor Vlad. He's got, I mean, typical flat Earth stuff. So, did you all subscribe to Mr. Sensible yet? Because you have absolutely got to do that. Because I don't want to get way ahead of him and then have to wait. Can you imagine? So, his mage stuff, I mean, there's nothing they have. They're like, the horizon is flat, and then you show this video and they're like, I don't got anything. So yeah, the Lemurians. So if you haven't seen this, I took apart this Lemurian plug earlier today in a stream, and there's nothing in. It's just a remote on-off switching plug. You know, you put it. This is inside only, but like you can get outside versions, like this one here. And you like that one, and we use this for our we have lights in our backyard that we use like when we have a fire outside or something. And so there it goes. Got the lights in the background. So I don't know where Vlad is. Come on, man. He's like, get back here, chicken. So, well, anyway. Check Twitter, says Geistview. All right. I will check Twitter. Geistview sent a link. Checking this out. Is it better than Mr. Sensible? Because that's hard to beat. This guy explains why the solar eclipse will blow your mind. And he says, started at about 1:45. Yeah, so like flat earthers, they're like, I don't understand things, therefore the earth is flat. That's about all they ever get. Alright, let's get past this ad. So we'll watch this while Vlad tries to connect in.
Cast of a genuine special event.
A total eclipse of the sun, visible today over North America.
Frank, this is absolute sun perfectly.
We have a moon that's just the right size and the right distance away to very neatly block out the sun.
If the moon orbited on the same plane as the Earth and sun, eclipses would happen once a month. But the moon orbits on a tilt.
It's tipped a little more than 5 degrees.
Because of this tilt, it lines up with the sun very rarely.
It's only when the three bodies are in a straight line that an eclipse can occur.
But the reason to see an eclipse isn't because it's rare. It's because of how it will make you feel.
Right now, Bill, it's daytime out here, but in a few seconds it's going to go from daytime to nighttime.
There are thousands of people here. We're just a few minutes away from totality.
It's a strange, eerie light out here, and the horizon is beginning to darken right now.
Look at that.
It's amazing how the temperature has dropped in the past few minutes.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Look at the way the shadow's sweeping over, and look in the sky.
It's coming right over us like a storm. Look at this.
Oh.
Stars are coming out. Wow. Look at that, man.
During a total solar eclipse, you can sense this distance in the sky.
This kind of an event puts you in touch with the cosmos. You can feel the motions of the heavenly bodies.
You can feel how vast our...
All right. I don't want to play too much, and then they're like complain about it, and I get a copyright issue or something. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, he built a 2-scale Earth and Moon. I saw that. I've seen like a different view of, I think, that same one. Maybe it was only in this National Geographic thing, but yeah, it's really cool because Vlad is totally wrong, and he doesn't even know how to test it. But you can, when you move something far away, that the main part of the shadow shrinks. So there you go. Let's see. Did you see my the $250,000 challenge? I have that, and I have the Flat Out Hero thing. I have $350,000 that I've won off of Flat Earthers. I mean, of course, they're all a bunch of dishonest jerks, and they refuse to pay, and they're like, that's CGI, with never presenting any evidence that it is CGI. That's apparently they think that's okay, but it is a lie to do that. So it was a guy in Turkey who had, I think, fake $100 bills and fake gold bars, saying he'd pay $250,000 if you could show a video of the Earth rotating in the frame, which I did, and he didn't pay. No surprise. If you want to go to my Facebook wall, you can find it and go down. He's got some Turkish name that I can't pronounce well. You could let him know what you think about his lying. So, Robert Williams says there's something wrong with that flurfer. There is something wrong. Now, I got him. He was on good behavior, wasn't he? And let's see. Oh, nice. Okay, so he's on good behavior. He actually apologized to Alyssum. So I haven't seen Alyssum in the chat. Oh, there we go.
What's up, Mo?
We got Vlad back.
What's up, dog?
So my computer freaked out.
Well, babe, what's not working?
So here we go.
What's up, dog?
Yeah, I think you said that already.
You hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me? You must.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man.
So that okay. So yeah, I was showing. I'll share this to you so you can see it. Somebody came up with a it's all dark right now, but let's see. Oh, that's not sharing right.
Hey, dude.
Yeah. What?
The
there we go.
Kind of confusing.
You're confused by sound?
The sound is like too many things going on at once.
Okay. Well,
it's nonsense out of here.
So, all right, this guy
Go back
here.
to the go back to that bald guy.
This guy here has a 2-scale model of the Earth, Sun, and Moon combination. Pretty cool. You can see here. Do you see the on the screen? He has the moon on the left, and I think the Earth on the right. Is your ADHD getting to the end there? Do you need to up your medication?
Are in a straight line.
All right, so here is. You see this guy? He's holding the moon there. He's got the Earth there. They are 2-scale. And he is. I'll do it a little bit at a time. So here is his 2-scale Earth. You can see the stick holding it up. This is not suggesting to be the actual Earth. This is just a thing that he made. It's a diorama, if you will. You can see right here the shadow. Look at that, coming right across, and you'll see the moon. I think the
look how big that shadow is.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Thanks
not
for
as
proving
big
my
as,
point.
It's not as big as.
Look
the
how
moon.
big the shadow is.
Yeah.
Look how big the shadow is.
And here it is, the actual Earth taken with the Discover Epic satellite. Here it comes. Look at how big that shadow is. It matches. Amazing. It matches. So, boom. Flat Earth sucks. You got nothing. As always. As always. So, all right. What's you figuring stuff out yet? You should change your name there. I see probably the name that you don't want to show. Nobody sees it yet. I'll keep that a secret. Keep it a secret that your name is actually not Rad Vlad, but it is Daisy Duke.
Things going on at once. Would have shut off one of them.
All right.
One of them.
So you want to see this again. I'm gonna have to back it up a bit. There it is. So, are you with me?
Yeah.
B-Ball for Life says sent you some images to compress in your email. Is that to see if the horizon is curved or not? Which of course, whenever you test it, it is. All right, I gotta share this to Vlad here. So here we go, Mr. Sensible.
Back to the bald, that guy there. The bald guy.
So there it is, playing now. All right, he paused it. I gotta jump to where he's not. All right, so here it is. He's moving it away, and look. Do you see that?
Okay, freeze it wherever you want. We'll talk about it.
There it is.
Okay. Okay, so
do you think?
You want me to talk? Well, you want me to talk or you want to talk?
Yeah. I mean, you go right ahead.
Okay, so you see the line, the outline of where that circle was.
Yep.
Right? Is shadow going up to that line? Yes or no?
Go ahead. Just go. You don't need to do it piecemeal.
I'm asking you. I'm being like I'm a lawyer right now. We're in court, questioning the witness. Questioning you.
You're a lawyer. Oh,
questioning the witness.
Oh, Punchy thinks your real name is Daisy Van Tinkledink. Is that your actual real name, Daisy Van Tinkledink?
How did he How did he know that?
Oh, and you're Dutch because it's Van Tinkeldink. Crazy. All right, go ahead. Just present your rebuttal. I won't interrupt. I'll do this instead. Go ahead.
Well, I'm asking you, Tim. There's an outline of where that original circle was. There was.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's
is the
do this.
shadow touching?
Let's remind you. Let's remind everybody your claim that the shadow is never smaller than the object. So okay, go ahead.
Right. Okay. So if you want to go like that, I'll go like this. What comprises a shadow? What's
the umbra and penumbra?
Okay. So if umbra and penumbra compose a shadow, where is the penumbra touching?
The penumbra is outside the original circle, is where it ends.
In some parts, and in some parts it's a little bit inside the line because he kind of, his hand isn't 100% steady. Nobody's would be, but approximately the penumbra gets a little bit fuzzy, but the entire shadow, which is composed of umbra and penumbra, is within the perimeter of that line. Yes or no?
No.
No? What do you mean no? You just said that the penumbra is touching the line. On some parts it's beyond the line. It's a little bigger. According to you, the shadow's a little bit bigger.
The penumbra is as predicted by the globe Earth model. The penumbra is larger than the original circle, and the umbra, as predicted by the globe Earth model, is smaller than the original circle.
So is the entire shadow smaller than the original circle, or a little bigger?
The umbra is smaller and the penumbra is bigger, as predicted.
So let me ask you again. We established that the shadow is umbra and penumbra. Is the shadow bigger than the circle or smaller?
The umbra is smaller, the penumbra is bigger. As predicted
let me ask you again.
By the globe Earth model. It's completely confirming it. Thank you very much.
Ben, why are you having a hard time with this question? I'm asking you I'm not asking about the umbra separately from the penumbra. It's like saying a human body is only the head, and I'm telling you, can a body fit through a basketball hoop? And you're saying a head can fit through a basketball hoop, and I'm telling you, hold on, Ben. I'm asking you, can a human body fit through a basketball hoop? And you're saying, well, the head can fit through a hoop. So I'm asking you, shadow, the entire shadow, including umbra, is it bigger or smaller than the outline of the original circle?
The entirety is bigger, yes.
A little bigger?
Yes.
Okay, not smaller. Not smaller,
correct.
Bigger.
Yes,
a little bigger. Okay, I rest my case.
Oh, so the Earth is a sphere. Thank you. Because that is a necessity. That is an absolute necessity. The umbra and penumbra are different. So here we go. Back to this one here.
How did you, hold on, Toon. How did you jump to the Earth as a sphere when we established that
because it absolutely confirms the shape of the Earth and all of the geometry about how the Earth works. So there you go. We've confirmed, and you agreed that the penumbra is bigger and the umbra is smaller, which according to this math here, the geometry here, is a necessity.
In the shadow, you guys like to play with this little cartoon. It gives you what you want.
No, this gives us what we see, and the geometry of it matches. So, is this wrong somehow?
Absolutely, it's wrong.
What's wrong?
Because you never got, well, the entire shadow that we just saw in real life, not this cartoon, in real life, the shadow, the entire body of the shadow composed of umbra and penumbra, and there's an umbra as well. We'll keep it simple. Was never smaller than the perimeter of the original shape cast in the shadow, was it?
As this diagram shows, the penumbra must be larger than the original object, and the umbra must be smaller than the original object, and that's what we saw in the experiment.
That's a cute little drawing you got there on the board.
But you didn't show what's wrong with this drawing.
Well, I like looking at real life. A picture of Godzilla too. Want to look at that? It's real.
Here's real life. So there's real life.
Okay, thank you.
As necessitated by geometry, the umbra is smaller than the original object, and the penumbra is larger.
Again, why are you separating the head from a? Why are you separate?
But I'm not playing word games with you.
Yeah, you are.
This is how it must be. There are two parts to the shadow: the umbra, the penumbra. Where you just say the shadow, where you originally you thought. Here's what happened. You thought that the umbra would never get smaller.
I never said that.
And it does. Oh, I know you didn't say it. And now you're glad that you didn't say it, and you're trying to wiggle out of it. Here's the deal, Vlad. The umbra must be smaller. The penumbra must be bigger. This is the geometry. You have not declared how this geometry is wrong. Since you haven't identified how this geometry is wrong, then you're in agreement with it, correct?
Not correct.
Well, then correct it. What is wrong with this geometry that you're looking at on the screen right now? Tell me. Tell me what's wrong with it.
First of all, when we started...
You show me the correct geometry. Here we go. Let's hear it. The correct geometry. I'm ready. Got my pen. Got my blank piece of paper. I'm going to write down everything that you identify as wrong with this geometry on the screen right now. Go.
Well, you want me to draw you a picture of Godzilla?
I want you to tell me what's wrong with this geometry because you said it's wrong geometry, so I want you to show me what's wrong with it. You got it? I didn't hear anything that you said there.
Well, first of all, you got a sun you're saying it's 93 million miles away. So
this is not to scale. I'm not claiming this is to scale. This is just to demonstrate an umbra penumbra.
That's one problem you got. The other problem you got is you don't have any. The other problem you have is it's a drawing. It's not.
Okay, we're exploring the geometry. You have declared the geometry is wrong. Show me what's wrong with the geometry. Go.
Well, what's wrong with it is that those lines continue in that tone of a dark. Okay, here's one thing wrong with it. The tone of that shadow. There's a level of darkness. There's a level of darkness in that which being cast as the penumbra. Okay, it never changes. That's not accurate. When it goes a certain distance, it fades away. You don't see it anymore.
Yes,
there won't be a shadow after a while.
Yeah. So this.
So there's another thing. There's another thing wrong with your cartoon.
What is wrong? No. But yes, this is not showing you the actual gradient of that due to. And what is it due to? What's it caused by? Why is that gradient not a hard edge? Why is it a soft edge? What's the reason? Tell me. One word. There's one word. It's Nathan Oakley, one of his favorite words. What's that one word?
What's the word? I don't know Nathan Oakley's word. Tell me.
You are the one that is declaring yourself to be the expert, and I'm wrong by showing this. There's errors in this. You are the one. Go ahead. What is the reason why that isn't a sharp and crisp edge on the shadow? What's the word?
Well, we saw a sharp, crisp shadow from the weather balloon on the Earth, my friend. We saw a sharp, crisp shadow, which indicates
Stop deflecting. What is the reason that it is not a crisp and sharp edge?
Right. Real far away, like you need it to be.
Vlad,
they're real faded shadow.
What is the reason? You don't even know the reason, and you're going to try to instruct me? You are going to try to instruct me on what's wrong with this, and you don't even know why that shadow is fuzzy. I think that you have a little Dunning-Kruger problem going. Here's what it is. It's called diffraction. Okay, the edge of a shadow is not crisp because of diffraction. Now, this is not attempting to show.
Why would that happen?
Why would the diffraction
happen? Okay, why would the diffraction happen? I'm gonna understand what you're saying. Why would the diffraction happen?
You're never gonna understand diffraction.
No, I understand better than you. I'm an artist. You don't know.
Oh, you do. Well, then, by all means, give us a little clinic on diffraction. I'll stop the share, and then you can present the clinic on diffraction. Go. I'll put you full screen so that everybody can see.
No, I like to look at you when I'm.
There you go.
When on your diagram, like you both agreed, that penumbra remains in an even tone all the way up to infinity. Okay, that what you're talking about. If you pull an object back far enough, that shadow's going to eventually lift the quarter 100 miles above the Earth, the sun lighting it. Okay, there won't be any more shadow on the Earth, right?
Yeah, all right.
So your shadow's gone.
Okay. Robert Williams is asking.
Simple.
Ask idiot if the flash unit of every photographer casts a shadow of the flash when firing onto reflector umbrella.
Hey, I don't talk to people who refer to me like that. He can get flushed down the toilet with the other turds. Bye, boy. I don't know guys who, you want me to answer a question? Give me the respect, boy. You got to flush him down the toilet like a turd. There you go. I see you swirling down to the sewer, little boy. Next question. I ain't gonna, I don't talk to guys like that. He's a chick. Don't say that to my face in person.
Yeah, all right.
Try to call me an idiot. Try to call me an idiot to my face. We'll see.
So do you have any explanation for why? Because you're an artist. Can you explain to us diffraction? Go, artist.
Listen, if you live miles above the Earth, is it gonna have a shadow? You're gonna see a shadow of a quarter on the Earth. It's 100 miles above the Earth.
Go ahead. You are presenting.
I'm asking you.
Why it?
Are you gonna see
your presentation on diffraction? Because you said you're an artist and you know more about diffraction than I do. Go ahead.
Okay, so if you lift a quarter 100 miles above the Earth, it's not going to have a shadow because there's too much light coming in and that shadow. Bye-bye shadow, okay? But what we saw when we looked at the shadow of the moon on the Earth, on the weather balloon during the 2017 eclipse, we saw a sharp shadow with umbra and penumbra within the perimeter of the entire shadow. Now, not much different from when the ball guy pulled that quarter, whatever he was using. It didn't even go back that far. There was a point when he was pulling back that circular piece of paper where the shadow looked at, there was an umbra that was a little bit smaller than the edge of the entire shadow. The umbra within the body of the entire shadow, and the penumbra went up to the perimeter to create entire entirety of the shadow umbra, and beyond that, around that, was beautiful sunlit Earth. That's what you saw. That's what you saw. And I'll tell you another thing. I saw a little bit of what the guy demonstrated with the model. That was beautiful. I did a similar video. That shadow he created on the Earth, the guy that looked like a young version of Jean-Claude Van Damme, did a model of the Earth and the moon. That was a huge shadow. Thanks for proving my point. If the moon was as big as you guys say, you'd have a gigantic shadow that covers like 2,000 miles.
And it did. So
like
awesome.
Yeah,
and then the very next scene, I showed the picture, the video from the Discover satellite where it totally matched. So there we go.
Yeah, but no, you had a little pimple-sized shadow from the weather balloon that we all saw. It was the size
not
of a pimple.
weather balloon. It was from the moon. So okay, so lots and lots of claims, but you still haven't actually said anything about diffraction after you said you were the artist and you're going to school me on diffraction. So were you lying that you don't know anything about it, or what? Why are you not telling me about diffraction?
Listen, Tim, you want to play a little smarty pants games? You can play with yourself. It's clear what I'm saying. If you can't understand it, I can't help you. You know,
I understand.
You want to talk about words,
but you're just making up stuff.
You want to be Mr. Smarty Pants and talk about words? I show you a very clear, simple thing. A monkey can understand what I showed you.
Anything actually?
Yeah. Your own guy showed you. The bald guy. The bald guy showed you.
And you don't. I think that
it's not that hard to understand.
You're missing that it completely contradicted all of the things that you're trying to claim. The umbra is bigger than the umbra is smaller and the penumbra is bigger, as it must be according to the geometry. I asked you what was wrong with geometry and you couldn't specify anything wrong with the geometry. You waffled around for a while. So maybe should we go back and you can explain, again, you can try to explain what's wrong with the geometry. Can you do that?
Okay, go. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back.
All right, it's coming. Hold on.
Come on.
Just a second.
Put it back, bro.
I'll send it to you here in a second. Here it comes. All right, what is wrong with this geometry?
Okay.
My paper's ready.
Here's what's wrong with your little cartoon. Okay. Just like we established that penumbra would lose that tone of shadow at a distance. It can't travel that far and create a big ass penumbra shadow of that little red burgundy colored beam.
You support that claim.
Okay, well, demonstrate it in real life. Go ahead. The guy with the piece of paper in the circle showed you when he pulled back the paper far enough, that penumbra, like you can't tell really if it went beyond the drawn circle on the piece of paper.
Actually,
really
you agreed.
Right about there.
You agreed that it got bigger than the drawn circle. So are you changing your story now?
No, I never did. It looked.
All right, I need to address just a second. Just a second.
You want
Vlad.
to talk or do I want to?
Hold on, Vlad. I gotta address something. Flatzoid FE says, you said the shadow is because of diffraction. That's incorrect. No, I said the gradient on the shadow is diffraction, not the shadow is diffraction. Try to clean out your ears there, Flatzoid. You're embarrassing yourself more. All right, Vlad.
He got you there. He got you. Flatzoid is right. He got you there.
Flatzoid is as dumb as you know.
No, he's smarter than you. We're both smarter than you. Hey, listen now.
Solve this triangle, dude. Solve this triangle. Hey, Smarty Pants. Hey, Dunning-Kruger. Solve this triangle. Can you solve this triangle? Don't tell me. Don't tell me that you're smarter than me if you can't solve this triangle. Got it?
Those weren't the triangles I was playing with.
I understand because you didn't study, and you're not smart enough to do 8th grade math, and you're trying to tell me that you're smarter than me, and you can't do 8th grade math. Sorry, buddy.
I am smarter.
You don't
more
pass.
Common sense. I'm more common sense.
You fail. Okay, so like always, you can't identify what's wrong with this particular thing here. You don't know why. You're confused. You say it can't do that, but you can't support the claim that it can't do that. You just say it as if I'm supposed to believe it. No, I don't believe it. I think that you're just making up stuff because you don't understand what you're talking about.
Do you keep talking over me because you're afraid of?
I keep talking over you because you just mumble around and make no damn sense, and it's getting stupid. Right, Vlad, you are really digging a hole, and it's embarrassing, and everybody sees it except for Flatzoid and yourself, right? It's sad.
We're the only two smart guys. We're the only two smart guys. So I'll
Actually,
tell
you're
you
not.
about
If
this.
you're smart, solve this triangle. You can't.
I already told you about it. I already told you about that triangle.
You're not smart enough to actually have this conversation because you can't even solve a triangle. This is 8th grade stuff.
Why are you afraid to let me take apart your diagram? Look how scared you are. Why are you afraid? Why are you afraid?
You can't do it. You try, you mumble around, and do nothing. So go ahead, again, give it a shot. What's wrong with the diagram? Support your claims with evidence. Go ahead.
Well, but I don't see the picture now. Put up the diagram.
Can you not just imagine it in your head? Are you not smart enough to figure it out if it's not in front of you right now? Come on, Vlad.
Well, man, you must be really afraid of what I'm going to say. You keep talking over me.
Go ahead.
I can't talk
the floor is yours.
For 1 minute because you keep cutting it. Okay. So, just like the penumbra can't continue indefinitely and create a gigantic, follow those lines. You can have that little burgundy colored beam is going to make a shadow the size of, a 10-mile wide circle. The same way you can't do that. That umbra can't shrink like that. Maybe if you have a magnifier to burn stuff with a magnifying glass, that works with a magnifying glass in the sun. It doesn't work like that with a shadow. You can't make a little microscopic umbra like that. At some point, as you're pulling back that object from the ground, the whole thing vanishes. You're not gonna make a sharp angles like in that diagram. It's not reality. The diagram works like a cartoon, like a little drawing on a piece of paper. It doesn't work like that in real life. It's obvious. It's obvious. And like I said,
all right,
from
that's
the start,
a minute. That's a minute. You just said it doesn't work like that and didn't support your claims. Here's why. You can't figure it out. You're not smart enough. I'm gonna go. Who was it that did that super chat? We're gonna go back to that one there. Pull it up. Robert Williams was right. Robert Williams was right. You cannot support your claims. You don't understand it. This is way beyond your head, way beyond your comprehension. You want it to be that way. You're desperately trying to cling to something, but you can't comprehend it. That's what's going on. We all see it. It's funny. You're here for our entertainment. Thank you very much. I do need to get going. It's been an hour and 15 minutes. You have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I'll add this. We all saw a shadow on the 2017 eclipse. We saw a sharp shadow with umbra and penumbra within the perimeter and nothing but the sun lit earth all around. That shadow was only 70 miles wide, including umbra and penumbra. It wasn't just the umbra because you could see umbra distinct, separate from the penumbra. That indicates a small closed moon. That's a slam dunk for flat Earth. Bam! And you can play with all the little diagrams you want, but we saw with our own eyes a small, sharp shadow that can only come from a small, close moon. Can't be more than 70 miles wide because if it was, we would have seen that. Observable, demonstrable proof. Damn.
Well, I'll just share this right here. You did claim that there was a shadow on the Earth that was crisp, and here it is.
Play the video.
A non-crisp shadow. I've got it. People are looking right now. I'll show it to you.
Put the weather balloon.
So there you
video.
go. This is your claim. You're saying it was a sharp and crisp, but it's not. But it's not.
That shadow is.
So here we go. Morton Nielsen for 45 Donkey Kong dollars says, "Am I the only one noticing that Vlad is not really solving that triangle?" No, everybody notices that Vlad cannot do 8th grade math. Factoid FE, Flatzoid FE. Sorry. Feel free to send me an email, mc2@mc2.net. You too can come on and get embarrassed live. Conical Reason, thank you very much for being a new member, a Newton member. You can show your Rubik's Cube love in emoji form. And then we've got Dark Steve 84 for 5 Australian says, thanks for another entertaining exposure into the world of dumb. You're welcome. Vlad, thank you very much for being the willing, I don't know what word, victim.
No,
How about that?
I enjoy it
Today.
I enjoy slapping around, man.
Thank you for at least not
like
descending like you did the other day with last week there. So
yeah, that was one of my low moments. But thanks, man. You know,
no kidding.
But
all right, everybody. Thank you for joining. And let's see, Friday, 4 o'clock Central Time, 10 o'clock p.m. UK time. I am debating Mark James. He thinks that 5G is a weapons system, and he's going to have evidence. So funny. So, all right, everybody, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Now I'm talking to you, Flatzoid FE. Give it a thumbs down right now. And then tell me all about your opinion in the comments. And also, if you really liked it and you want to help me out, share it somewhere. Instagram, YouTube. Not YouTube. You can't really share YouTube on YouTube. You can in a community tab. Facebook, wherever. Send it to your favorite Flat Earth friends. Thank you, Vlad. We'll check you out later, everybody. All right, bye.
Bye.